5 senses, 6 words. I found my treasure in you. Bronze, silver, gold, no, it's you.
It is always a great joy when learners graduate from kindergarten to the primary level. But do you know what they ought to learn at this level? The activities they get into, for example, to acquire good character or good socialization skills. Do you know the roles of the teacher at this level, the stakeholders, or even your responsibility as a parent? Elimu Nguvu took to the heart of Kibera at Anajali Primary School, a place where great minds are being nurtured to bring a change to this society. And we took a look into class 1 and in the lower primary school to bring you on board into what happens in the learning setup in this class. Welcome to KUTV. Elimu Nguvu is the show. I am your host, Corazon Stefan. Do have a look at what we prepared for you and give us your feedback on our SMS number 22766. Our Twitter handle is at KUTV and at Elimuni_Nguvu and at Corazon Stefan.
And I came on with a couple of chords and I played for you.
Anajali Primary School is a school that started with 3 street children under the care of Mr. Wellington Naboba. It is situated in Kenya's biggest slum area, Kibera. The institution, however, provides a unique ambience separate from the cluttered, noisy life of the slums. The Class 1 pupils are in class and learning is in progress. They are thirsty for everything life can offer to make better their lives and change their society. This is a unique level of learning since development of learners takes to a different level where he or she joins primary level from kindergarten. The learning areas graduate to the March level of maturity of the child.
Standard 1 in general, it's more of we are now introducing the learners to this language that is English. Therefore, it's more of listening and speaking. There's a lot of comprehensive part of this language that is English. The critical part of it is that introducing the learners to this language that is English, sometimes it's challenging in that not all the children are well versed with this language. So we need to go back, sit and see how we can well develop the learners. And with the help of the syllabus, we see them just coming up and they pick to the level of the school. According to our school, the children are well trained, that is the preschool. So for a child to step in standard 1, the child has undergone a very critical stage. And therefore it becomes a step over. Now when the child is in standard 1, some of the issues were well covered in preschool. Therefore the child is able to pick, and in fact most of them feel very comfortable when they are now moving from preschool to standard 1. At the class 1 level in general, we majorly based on we are introducing the learner to communication, especially the communication skill part of it. Is this child able to speak well? That is the child also able to mingle with others? That is the interaction with other pupils. Therefore, there are a lot of activities that can enhance the same. So while teaching, we can come up with the stories, poems, so that the learners are able to now to interact in a way that now through the stories, through the poems, through the songs that we teach them, through the plays, children are able to interact with others and now know that in standard 1, it's a stage that we are introduced to communication.
Holding their attention is not an easy task. The young minds are still restless despite the complexity of the content they have to digest. In a mathematics class, the teacher has to use familiar learning resources to bring the point home.
So we are taking 2 boat rows plus 2 boat rows. So we have, let us count. Again. So we are adding 2 bottles plus 2 bottles. So we are going to write 2 plus 2 is equals to, let us count all of them. Yes, so 2 plus 2 is equals to 4. Meaning, when you add 2 bottles of soda plus other 2 bottles of water, you are going to get 4 bottles.
And the lesson has to be as engaging as possible. Some get it right, others are quite slow. Others do not grasp the concept at all in the first trial. But what are some of the factors that determine whether a child becomes a fast learner or a slow learner?
They determine between the 2 categories, that is the sharp child and the child who is a time taker or as not being very sharp. Some of the factors are in. For example, maybe where the child was born, the parents, when the child was born, the parents were speaking or communicating in English. So the first language of this child is English. So the sharp child, knowing that her first or his first language is English, comes to school knowing English. So this develops him or her, and therefore she develops or he develops with the same language, and it becomes very easy to interact in school. But we can also talk of genetic inheritance. Some parents are sharp, therefore they give birth to a sharp child. So the 2 major factors that may be determined is environment and genetic inheritance.
The learners have to learn social skills and develop a structure for responsibility. A glimpse of this element is found in social studies syllabus. The teacher here uses the best of the teaching and learning resources, a mix of realia and images.
The role of a parent to enhance or to facilitate learning, conducive learning of the child, I was talking of, I expect a parent who is concerned with the child, both at school and at home. That is, when the child is in school, the parent should ensure that all the required materials, the learning resources like textbooks, are there. And when the child is at home, also the parent should follow up to see what happened in school, and that will make the learner or the child know that I need to work both at home and in school. Point number 2, the parent is there to ensure that the child is also comfortable, and the comfortability of a young child. Also, we can talk of food. The child should be able to eat so that learning will be effective both at home and at school. So the parent should pay school fees in a way that lunch or breakfast for the child is well catered for in school, and when the child is at home, let the child get enough or food to eat and balanced diet. Yeah. So that will enable the child to even concentrate in schoolwork. Then the 3rd one, I expect a parent who is actually the parent should take the personal initiative of even visiting the school. You know, when the parent visits the school, both the school and the child herself or himself will know that I have a responsible parent. So the child will feel comfortable when in school. It's also another responsibility of the parent, because we take children to maybe animal orphanage to see what's happening. So it's also a responsibility of the parent to cooperate with the school to ensure that children are exposed outside there with what is happening.
Again, the learners are just as attentive as their young minds can allow them to be.
What is this? What is this? What is this?
Learning is an engaging process. The very important content has to be broken down in the most digestible manner. using these resources from the learner's familiar environment.
Zawadi, what is this? What is this, Zawadi? A house. This is a? Where does the house belong? No, one by one. If you, yes? A house is? Again, a house is? Sit down.
And the results are satisfying. In this particular lesson, for example, the pupils have learned more than what is found in a family setup or even the materials that are used in the house. They have developed an appreciation for meals and other important things, and they have learned how to follow instructions and how to remain focused just by how the teacher is handling the lesson. Anajali Primary School is an oasis that had a humble beginning from one man who loved education and is just as passionate about giving the needy in the society that same power, education.
Sometimes we give homeworks, and then during parent meetings, ensure that when a child comes home, you follow up to see whether this homework will be done or whether the teacher gave the homework. But you find child coming to school the following day without homework being done. And therefore, it becomes challenging because it is the same parent who will come and ask, why is this child not maybe performing? And this and this might have happened. Maybe the parent was not following up the child. So when the child goes home, the child knows the work is from school. When I reach home, I watch television.
His mentees and beneficiaries are grateful and have taken up the power they have received in form of education to change their lives and the society.
I hope that they will find you in the end.
My name is Samuel Omsula. An alumni of Anajali School. Currently, I'm at Masinde Muliro University, pursuing Bachelor's of Commerce. Right now, I'm on my long holidays. I've come back
To give back to
Anajali took me from point zero. That's I started here my education in nursery. From nursery, that's when I came to the upper primary. That's from class 1. I took to class 8.
What was your score?
I started performing. I started being the best right away from class 1. Actually, no one used to defeat me till class 8. KCP, I scored 399 out of the possible 500, and I was called to one of the provincial schools in Western, that's St. Peter's, Boys Mumias. That's when I took my. After that, I completed my 4th year. I scored a B plane. Truly speaking, Mr. Naboba, to me, I take him as my father because, truly speaking, has been my foundation. Since he has taken me from far, my education he has really supported so much. Let me say 95% has been Mr. Wellington Naboba supporting my education till where I am right now. Anajali actually has been a very supporting place for many because it's not only me. Many have passed through this institution. Some have already graduated, some are doctors. And Anajali has been actually a foundation to many. I will just say thank you to this school. My dream is not only venturing into BCom and business issues. I'm really looking forward to becoming a serious lecturer. And the final thing, I want to be a serious sponsor of this school.
To just give back.
I just want to also support some of the pupils who might be in the village here, bright, but they lack. I can just say the way I am, I've put education first, and that's why I am right now. Education has been everything to me. Elimu ni nguvu, but God is final. God is actually, if you trust in Him, whatever you ask, He cannot miss. Yeah.